You've probably seen the headlines. Sometimes they go like, seed oils are toxic, and at other times, seed oils are heart healthy. And you can put margarine in that category as well. So who's right and what's the full story? If we look at the latest research over the past few years, seed oils like soybean, sunflower, safflower, canola, and corn, they don't come out looking like obvious villains. Large trials and meta-analysis studies show that when these oils replace saturated fats, they appear to improve cholesterol profiles and do not necessarily raise markers of inflammation. In fact, higher blood levels of omega-3 linoleic acid are sometimes linked to a lower risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. So, case closed, right? Well, maybe not so fast. Here's the thing that we cannot overlook. Nutrition science is a bit like a courtroom drama, with half of the jury potentially working for the defendant. Some of these studies are funded, directly or indirectly, by industry groups. Sometimes, the studies are even drawn up by the study groups themselves, obviously with conclusions leaning in their favor. Then, they just get willing researchers to sign off on those studies, with a financial incentive in return, of course. And even if there's no malicious intent, funding can influence how questions are asked, which outcomes get measured, and how the results are framed. Another issue is that many of these studies are short-term, weeks or months. We don't have decades-long controlled trials to see what happens when a whole population eats high amounts of refined seed oils together with a modern, ultra-processed diet. And there's more. A lot of studies compare seed oils to butter or lard in the context of a low-quality diet. In that kind of matchup, the seed oil might look better, but that doesn't mean it's optimal in a nutrient-rich whole food lifestyle. So as you can see, the results can depend a lot on how the study is framed, and as a rule of thumb, I take the conclusions of any study these days with a big pinch of salt. Now, even if we assume that seed oils are not inherently evil, we cannot ignore how most seed oils reach our plate. These seed oils are industrially processed. Seeds are heated, pressed, bathed in hexane solvent, bleached, and deodorized at high temperatures. That strips out antioxidants and can create small amounts of oxidized fats and trans fats. Then we pair them with the worst possible partners: deep-fried fast food, packaged snacks, sugary sauces, cheap frozen meals. And to top it off, many of us eat way more omega-6 than omega-3, sometimes in a ratio of 15 to 1. Omega-6 are not inherently bad, our body needs it, but too much of it, and in particular, an imbalanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, may tilt the body towards a chronic low-grade inflammatory condition over time, and we don't want that. Now, here's something most people don't know. Some of these oils were never meant to be food in the first place. Cottonseed oil was an industrial waste product used in soap and lamp oil before being refined for use in the food industry. Rapeseed oil, before becoming canola, lubricated Navy ship engines in World War II. Its uric acid made it great for machinery, not so great for human arteries. Soybean oil, it was originally more about ink and animal feed than drizzling on your quinoa salad. It was only after refining technology and heavy marketing that they became modern cooking oils. I don't know about you, but the origin story of these oils don't really inspire me a lot of trust, no matter what the studies appear to be saying these days. Also, I wondered whether there was one of them that was really bad among all others. I'm not sure there's a clear-cut answer to that one, but if we have to rank them from a holistic perspective, like the worst of the worst, I think those might be: first, the reused restaurant fryer blends, often a mix of soy, corn, and canola, heated for hours or days. Then there might be cottonseed oil, which has a questionable origin and is a crop that is pesticide heavy. And then regular refined soybean and corn oil, cheap, omega-6 heavy, often GMO, and processed at high heat. And if I had to crown maybe one oil at the bottom of the barrel, maybe it could be cottonseed oil. It's not a traditional food, it's high in omega-6, often chemically treated, and historically not even grown for human consumption. But there are probably a lot of close seconds. So what is the final takeaway? From a purely clinical standpoint, seed oils don't immediately stand out as the poison some claim. But from a holistic real-life perspective, the way they're made, the foods they're in, and the omega imbalance, I think all these factors make them something which we should probably be consuming in very moderate amounts. If we do use them, cold pressed, organic, small batch versions are definitely the best approach, and also best to keep them away from high heat. For everyday cooking, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, or traditional animal fats from healthy sources such as tallow and ghee are generally more stable and nutrient-rich. But above all, and to be fair, the pattern matters more than the single ingredient. A diet built on whole fresh foods with balanced fats is going to serve our health far better than obsessing over one villain. At the end of the day, it's not about fearing the seed. It's about not letting the seed oil run the whole show. After all, this weekend I did fry some chicken in soybean oil, and yes, it was delicious. Hopefully one day tallow will become commonly available. Until then, I guess it's all about keeping the oil in check and indulging only once in a while to keep the soul happy. So let me know in the comments, which oil do you cook with? Do you avoid seed oils like the plague, or do you trust the studies out there? And if you enjoyed this, thanks to subscribe for more little probes into what makes us healthy or sick.